drag racing fan, look, let's give that order to light them up. It's now Between the Slicks on the Monday Morning Racer. Glad that you've joined us. Looking forward to talking with our guests. Let me introduce them very quickly, and then we'll take a quick break. So up first, I want to introduce you to Joey Haas. Joey, man, look, thank you for being on Monday Morning Racers Between the Slicks. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Man, I'm great. Look, excited for what you're going to be telling us tonight. Excited to chat with you about some of the nostalgia things you've been up to for a while now. And definitely looking forward to what the fans will have for you in the realm of questions. Look, sit tight. Pull them straps. We're going to bring in Kyle, Kid Chaos Koretsky right now. He's also the next guest. Man, look. We had a long, big interview, about an hour, many months ago when this pandemic started, and I've been wanting to get you on for a while. Thank you for being on Between the Slicks here on Monday Morning Racer. How you doing?
Pretty good, Lee. Thanks for having me.
Man, I'm glad to have you. I know you got a good hard day work in, hoping for a good show here tonight. Be talking up some pro stock with you. Well, folks, look, that's our two guests tonight, but you, the fan, you're a guest here on Between the Slicks. Be sure to put your comments in the comment section, no matter where you're watching from, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, or right here on Facebook. Monday Morning Racer, live Between the Slicks. Let me know what's going on with you and what you've got for these drivers. We'll be back with Joey right after this break.
Looking for the perfect do-it-yourself air suspension kit for your truck? Strut Masters has got it. Our complete heavy-duty air suspension kit comes with everything you need. It bolts right in with no modifications. You can have it all. Heavy-duty hauling and towing performance and the smooth ride you crave. Get a complete air suspension kit for your pickup at strutmasters.com or call us at 866-597-2397.
Thank you, strutmasters.com, for making all of this possible. They're offering that air suspension for trucks. Check them out, strutmasters.com. And I'm coming to you live from the headquarters of Strutmasters. Now, we're going to go back to Joey just a few moments. I got a little video for you to kind of give you an introduction if you don't know who Joey Haas is on what he does in the world of drag racing, but he's got a huge announcement for what's up in the
Chevy Nova funny car. You saw him have
Joey, man, you've been rocketing down the quarter mile for a good long while in the nostalgia ranks, whether that is altered, front-engine dragster, funny car. Definitely looking forward to talking about that. But, man, I'm going to give you the floor right now. Give us the big news.
Well, we're headed to Indy. Make the debut at the U.S. Nationals. Couldn't submit on Saturday before I even got my license. So all the goes to him with us and Taunton Motorsports. We're going to try to stick it in the field and race on Sunday.
Man, that is awesome. Making a debut at the U.S. Nationals. That's got to be any drag racer's dream. You finally got it done. Talk to me about the licensing process. I imagine you thought it was going to be rather quick with all your experience, but it took you months. Talk to us about the journey to get that license.
Well, I mean, it just kind of shows you who's in charge and stuff. We went down to Phoenix for the test session, got one good run in right off the trailer, but it just had to be a moderate. Bought some tire shake with a cold track. I mean, because it was Phoenix and early in the spring, and Terry ran the Phoenix race. The Monday after that, I got another run in. So I had two of the three. Our plan was to go to Las Vegas, and everything, COVID-19 hit. Las Vegas got canceled. So everything was kind of on the back burner. The schedule was up in the air. Didn't know really what to expect. And the Indianapolis 1, 2, and 3 races happened. But I wasn't able to license during their test sessions. So we stayed after Indy 3 on Monday on a private test session. Bob Bodie's son got licensed there too, and got the license part done. And Terry had mentioned on that weekend on Saturday, he said, man, if you get your license on Monday, you could debut at the U.S. Nationals. And I kind of thought he was kidding at first, but here we are. Couldn't be more excited about it. Chip Lofton at Strutmaster is obviously a huge help. And John Hale, Best of Texas Barbecue Sauce. The Blue family from Speedy Drinks. They own a little convenience store in Oklahoma. So a lot of people stepped up. It just wouldn't be possible without them. And just Terry letting me drive his car and the whole crew. There's a lot of guys behind the scenes that make it happen, and just excited to be part of it.
Man, I know you have definitely got to be excited. I certainly would be excited. And yeah, you've had a lot of people pitch in, help out to make this possible. I know you're appreciative of that, as you have just mentioned. Look, we're going to come back to you in just a few moments. We're going to talk a little bit more about Mr. Totten and the motorsports program he's got going on, what's in store for that program, what you've been doing on the team, because I've seen you myself not elbow dirty deep, but all the way armpit dirty deep. And you're out there, you're not just driving, you are wrenching on that thing. So, man, we'll be back with you. We're going to take it to Kyle here in just a few moments. Folks, again, thank you for watching. And feel free to comment just like Scott has. He says, good to see you, Lee. Good to see you, Scott. And a friend of mine, Jacob McLeod, he says, awesome, looking forward to seeing him there. That goes to you, Joey, and that's a man that lives in the Indianapolis area, looking forward to seeing you at the U.S. Nationals. Well, let me give a little intro to Mr. Kid Chaos. All right, Kyle Koretsky, man, again, good to have you on. Look, did you ever think you were going to be able to get back in that pro stocker after the pandemic hit?
Wow, I mean, after Orlando, we went to Gainesville, and at Gainesville, we unloaded the cars, and I was smiling ear to ear, and my dream was coming true. My first debut, NHRA national event, and then bam, COVID-19 hit and kind of pumped the brakes really hard. And, the whole team was let down. Everyone was ready to race. They already went to a few races, but, I was super excited. We just came back from Orlando, had a good outing. My first time I got my license in Orlando, and it was all just kind of, coming together and, learning every run, and I was looking forward to it. But I think it'll come back around, and we're getting ready for the U.S. Nationals here in a few weeks, and I'm definitely excited.
Well, man, I know you're excited. Look, let's hover on that topic for just a little bit. I had footage from Orlando being down there myself, and was able to meet you there for the first time via a interesting common acquaintance that we both have. Now, with Orlando, what did you think of that event, and are you looking forward to another World Door Slammer Nationals presented by Drag Illustrated?
Oh, I think that event was amazing. He really treated the racers and spectators great. I hope he has more. Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to anyone he throws together. I think our Nitro Fish Chevy Camaro will definitely be entered.
Yes, I'm looking forward to 2021. Wes has already said that that's definitely going to happen. I asked him yesterday on his show, the Wes Buck Show, that does come on, I believe it's 2 p.m. Central Time on Facebook Live, that, hey, are you going to have Mountain Motor Pro Stock? And he said that they are seriously considering Mountain Motor Pro Stock. So an event that has Pro Mod, has Mountain Motor Pro Stock, 500 cubic inch Pro Stock, Outlaw 632, Top Sportsman, that truly is the World Door Slammer Nationals. Looking forward to that. I'm curious, with me mentioning Mountain Motor Pro Stock, you got any plans to hop in one of those, drive one of those? I mean, I know you're making the NHRA thing happening, but yeah, what about Mountain Motor?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting. I mean, with the carbureted stuff, now the NHRA is fuel injection, and the mountain motor still. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely something. Right now, we're really mainly focused on NHRA Pro Stock, but with everything going on, I'm always up to try anything new. It's kind of my whole life. I'm trying to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, man, you've been busy already this week. Look, clue the folks in. What does your week normally look like from working? Because you're a blue collar man. You get dirty during the week. You're not no rich boy pro stocker. Now you get yourself dirty. You put in a hard week's work and also go racing regularly. So, what has the work week been like, and what have you already done this week in the drag cars that you've got?
We definitely work hard, but we try to play hard too. I'm very fortunate. We have a great family business that my father started, and my brother and I run the company now. But yeah, we work Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday, if you ask my brother. But Monday to Friday, I like to work, and I try to go racing Saturday and Sunday. But right now, we started a few new jobs that we're working 6 days a week. But Tuesday night, I was able to sneak out a little early, around 5 o'clock. And I made it to Acco Dragway, which is in New Jersey, a local track to us. Did a little bracket race on my pickup truck. And, either if we're not racing pro stock, and that's what we want to do, but the bracket racing is where my heart is. I love bracket racing. I'll race anything down the track, though. I mean, we race golf carts, scooters, regular street cars, you name it. Any day at the track is great for me.
Man, I agree with you. Any day at the track is a good day, and that's why I definitely been glad that NHRA drag racing. Look, it's strange. You got to wear a mask and everything, but they're getting racing in. The PDRA has been getting racing in. ADRL has been getting racing in. So I've been glad to get back to the track. Well, look, Kyle, we're definitely going to come back to you in just a few moments. We're going to talk in particular about your Indy 1 and Indy 2, dive into what that debut has actually been like in just a few moments. So you sit tight, man. Folks, look, thank you for watching. And remember, your comments, your questions, we want to take them just like Death Trap Hot Rods here says Ozzy is a class act. He's talking about the guy that's owns, promotes there at Orlando Speed World. I think also down there in Valdosta, Georgia as well, doing some great stuff in the world of drag racing in Central and Southern Florida. So, look, we want to hear from you, and at this moment, we're going to take another break really quickly and come back to Joey and chat with him on the U.S. Nationals and Nostalgia Drag Race just in a few moments. Hero Soap Company is a veteran-owned establishment that produces all-natural, essential oils-infused soap that is sold with a portion of the proceeds supporting other veteran groups. Hero Soap Company. Heroes supporting heroes. Be a hero yourself and buy a bar and let freedom clean. Well, I never thought I would be making soap commercials, but when you get to make soap commercials for Hero Soap Company, they got a great thing going on. Look, promo code MMR gets you 10% off. Joey, all right, U.S. Nationals, debuting in Top Fuel, and you're doing it in another man's car that kind of has stepped aside and is allowing you to live out your dream. Talk to me about who Terry Totten is.
Well, Terry, he lives in Gretna, Nebraska, which is pretty much Omaha. He runs around with Mr. Magoo. He's got just guys that help him: Mark Howard, Scott Fritz. I mean, the car just has run good. We run good with it in the spring, and here lately, it's just been a 395 bracket car. So we kind of got together at the beginning of the year. A couple of my guys come over, help him. My license intentions. He ended up running Indy 1, 2, and 3, got my license. So now we're just going to put me in the show and make the best of it. But it wouldn't be possible without Terry. Like I said, his car, his family, everything. So they've given me the opportunity just to make the best of it.
Man, it's awesome. Yeah, and no lie, that car, I mean, y'all could enter it in a nitro bracket racing, and I think it would come out on top. I mean, it is 393, 394, 395 consistently. And look, sit tight, man. Let me show the folks what car we're talking about for $393 right there. I mean, and I think your licensing pass was $395, right?
Yeah, the one run I made in Phoenix was $395 with a 0, and 6 months later, the run in Indianapolis was $395 with a 5. So, I mean, my 8th mile was $314 in Phoenix, and it was $313 in Indianapolis. So, I mean, that just kind of goes to show you Terry's got the car figured out. I mean, knock on wood, we don't really change much. It's just a low-budget team. He does it with what he can, but he's out there. We're keeping the big guys honest. You know, I think we're starting to get a little attention. Terry's just, his reputation's good. We never leave nothing on the track, knock on wood. And just the car goes out there and performs, and take it back and just try to hot lap it the best we can with the tools we've got and the people we've got, and make the best of it.
Yes, I mean, it is an interesting motley crew, ragtag team, but yet everybody's coming together and y'all are getting the job done. And man, I'm the one filming on the line there, and obviously I've got to film. I really can't react to what happens, but man, it excites me, the excitement that the crew has over a 393. And you got people out there running a 370 something, and y'all are just jovial over a 393, and that the thing is so consistent. It is awesome to see. So, yeah. Man, kudos to all of y'all, to Terry, that y'all are pioneering, as it were, in a modern day, what it's like to be an independent privateer team and getting the job done. And I know y'all are appreciative, like Chip Lofton and strutmasters.com for helping out, and Veteran 22, I believe it is. So, those things are great. They're awesome, man. They're stellar. Well, look, we've got a comment from a viewer, and we're going to throw it up there. We're going to talk a little bit of the nostalgia ranks, man. So, for Joey, with the March meet running rails versus funny cars, you looking forward to those match races popping up at other events? So, yeah, man, funny cars versus rails, funny cars versus altered, that type of thing. Is it cool? Go? Do the go?
I dig it all. I mean, I kind of started, we was at the March meet in 2008. My dad driving the Stardust car, and I helped Jim Young with Nostalgia Top Fuel, so it doesn't matter to me. I don't care if a funny car runs a Nostalgia Top Fuel car, a Big Show car against a Big Show altered. It doesn't matter to me. What I really like to see is, your small hometown track, have them shows, have the night of fires, and have those races where you may not be able to afford 4 Big Show funny cars, but you could afford 1 Nostalgia Top Fuel car, you could afford 1 altered, you could afford 1 funny car, so everybody can see it. Scott Palmer's got that Pro Mod on Nitro. Everybody wants to see everything. So when they pay that ticket, when they spend their money for us, it gives them everything.
Right, I'm all for it. I'm all for seeing different types of drag racing and match racing. And I think the Aussies down under, their alcohol class, they've got an interesting situation. They run the rail, they run the funny car, and they run the altereds all together. It's pretty spectacular. I love seeing it. I don't know how they've got that worked out and they keep everybody competitive, but it is pretty doggone cool what they've got going on. Look, I'm going to bring in Kyle, Kid Chaos. We're going to bring him in. We got a question from a viewer, Corey Roth. He states, awesome show as always. Love it, man. Corey, thank you. He says, quick question. How many more times do you think they will be able to race at Indy since it's the only track open these days? So let me say this. The NHRA has repetitively showed that the rumors are just that, rumors. They have kept racing. Before Indy 1, no season. After Indy 1, they're going to shut it down, but there was an Indy 2. After Indy 2, there's no more racing, but there was an Indy 3. Now we got the U.S. Nationals. So, apparently the NHRA is committed to 6 races. And I do think we're going to see racing outside of Indy. So, Kyle, we'll let you pick up first. Man, what do you think? How many more races can truly be done in Indy? Do you think that the NHRA is going to finish the season out with at least 6 more races?
I mean, I think Indy right now is the best state for them. I mean, rumors were the season was over at Gainesville. That's kind of what we heard. And then, like you said, you had Indy 1, 2, 3, and then now the U.S. Nationals. I mean, if I had to take a guess, I would say U.S. Nationals might be the last one at Indy for right now. The back stuff, but I think you should see maybe a Charlotte or Bristol, one of those other tracks step in. But I think U.S. Nationals will probably be the last one at Indy for at least 1 or 2 races.
All right, I got you. And I hope that is the case. That we do get a little bit of breath from Indy after the big Indy show, the big go. Joey, look, you've been there for all 3, if I'm not mistaken, just as I have myself. What's it been like going to the same track, racing and crewing on a top fuel dragster in that type of situation?
Well, I mean, it's been a little different because you show up to the same track every weekend. I mean, you're used to going east one way and west the next and always traveling around, but it gives us a good chance to learn the track. I mean, the conditions have been different. It's been hot some days. The saving grace for us, I think, has been only the 2 qualifiers. I know they've kind of limited everything down, but it seemed to work out for us and the lower budget teams. And like he was saying, I don't really know what the future is, but you just plan for what they have scheduled and make the best of it. I mean, I hope St. Louis could happen, Bristol. I mean, I hope they can all happen. Not saying that we can go to any more or that we can go to all of them, just to give NHRA what they need and the fans to go watch it. But it's been different running the same place each weekend. But for all of everything happens, it's right there where all the teams are. I mean, Terry's in Omaha, but he's not California. And I know some guys from California are, Alex, he come all the way with his funny card just to run. So it's in the central of the country, so I think it's kind of in the best interest. Indiana kind of has some relaxed stuff. Hopefully they can go to St. Louis and do that, or Bristol. That's always a fun track everybody likes to go to. And Charlotte, I mean, they can hold a lot of people, so maybe the relaxed crowd would fit better there. Hopefully they can make something happen.
Again, folks, for you that are viewers, I definitely think you're going to see the NHRA race at other venues beyond Indianapolis. I definitely believe they want to make that happen. I do think that the best odds are Bristol, St. Louis, and Texas at Enos. And I don't think we'll see Charlotte. The reason why, if NASCAR had to move the All-Star race, I don't think NHRA is going to come to town anytime soon unless Governor Cooper is out of office. I'm here in North Carolina, just an hour away. They shut down Ace Speedway. It became the scapegoat of the local venues. So I think Charlotte's not going to happen, but I definitely do think Bristol, St. Louis, and Texas at Enos, I definitely think they're going to happen. And hopefully we get there and add some variety. I do expect, though, that we actually have the finals back at Indy probably late October. That's what I'm thinking, at least. I think we're going to see that and this be a Indy field year. So, folks, thank you for your comments. Guys, look, we're going to go to Kyle in just a few moments after we take a look at his recent national event at Indianapolis. All right, Kyle, you made the show, but out round one. I've got to ask, was that the first time you've seen the run at all?
That was that at that view, yes. Yeah,
That
definitely.
view, okay, all right.
Couple starting line. I had to zoom in there because I'm on my iPhone, but that was a tough one. But that's racing, and we're still learning, and I'm just happy to race, to be honest.
Man, I bet you are. Look, I got to ask. You know, you were in the left lane, far lane for me, filming in the stands, and I know that the NHRA does a great job in track prep. I know that, but it did seem like that far lane was at a disadvantage for the pro stockers. Was that the case amongst the pro stockers talking, you know, in the pits, that the right lane was just where you wanted to steer clear? Because, man, even later on in the day when the track was warmer, there was some top-tier level cars, teams, they were taking a shot to the right out of the gate. So was there anything up with that right lane from your perspective? I mean, left lane?
I mean, I think in the beginning of the session, I think the left lane was a better lane, and I think it kind of went away a little bit. You know, we just got outran. I mean, I can't not make any excuses on lanes and all that. I think the left lane was better in that run that we made. I didn't really do my job. I was late on the tree, and Troy treed me. But, you know, I think we have some improvement to do. We definitely making the power. KB and the guys at the shop are really working hard. They're giving me nothing but great power. A little bit of fine tweaking here and there, them learning me how I'm driving, and me still learning how to drive. Making sure those shift points are right on time where they want it, and really staring into that top bulb to try to hit the tree. I mean, you know, I was 60 on the tree. It's not acceptable. You know, it's just not going to, in my eyes, win your races. We qualified well, and that just shows that the KB guys are really supplying me with the right power. Some few minor things I had to do in my driving, but you know, we'll get there. I think the right lane definitely was better towards the end of the day. But, you know, that's a little bit above my pay grade to make that decision. That's with the crew guys and the crew chiefs. They really analyze the track, and, you know, they make them kind of calls.
Yeah, leave it to those guys to make those calls. I get it, man. I get it. I understand. Just get in there, drive. You got enough to think about in that car. Look, take a little bit of time and try to clue in, for me, an individual who's never been in anything beyond a junior dragster, or an individual who's never been down the drag strip whatsoever. How challenging is it really to drive these pro stock cars? Everybody says they are challenging. Try to clue us in, man.
I mean, it's definitely challenging. It's the hardest thing I ever drove. I mean, I bracket race. I drove off the field's so tight, and, you know, it's a lot going on. I mean, letting go of the clutch, shifting on time, making sure you're straight, getting your shoots out early. It's just all the you know, everything has to fall in line, and that comes with seat time. And unfortunately, a pro stock car is not like a bracket car where you can't just go out, roll out of the trailer, make a bunch of runs, and put it away. There's a lot of maintenance and crew guys and wear and tear on parts. So, you know, every run that we go out there is, for me right now, we're still learning. But to describe it to a person that never been in a car, it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Well, man, I know you got a lot going on in there. You're handling it well. Talk to me. So, look, you had Orlando, then the pandemic break. You come to Indy 1, and then there's a break. You got Indy 3 in. So what is it like being in, well, I'll use a nostalgia ranks term, in a big show car, in a pro stock car? And it's not bracket racing. It's the highest level of drag racing for these pro stockers. What's it like? How have you been handling the pressure? What's been your thoughts on it?
It's definitely a lot of pressure, but I mean, I'm really thankful to be able to even do this at this level. It's been a dream of mine. my whole life, and it's a dream for a lot of people that sometimes they might not even get the chance to do it. So I'm very fortunate, and that makes me, work harder at home, because that's not what we do for a living. But I take it very serious. I go to the track to qualify well, race well, and win. That's what the whole team's there to do. But it's in between the races, it kind of gets you get in a rhythm, and you start making runs. And you went from Orlando, and had everything fresh in my mind, and we're getting ready to go to Gainesville, then nothing. And then first Indy, they knock it down 2 qualifiers. So, the first qualifying, I was like, man, I actually aborted the run. It kind of went a little bit out of the groove in my head, a little bit too much for my comfort. But looking back at the videos, I probably could have drove it a little bit. But it's a lot going on with them cutting back the schedule. And I'm not going to lie, I'm still nervous. And if anyone says they're not nervous in any form of drag racing, I think they're lying. I still get a little bit of butterflies, when you do that first burnout. And after that, I'm pretty confident. But every run, I'm getting more confident and just trying to build up my self-confidence on, making sure that I do everything I was taught. I was taught by the best, one being my dad, but, multi-world championships are on the KB team, and they've been nothing but great help. And Bo Butner, I'm learning from the best.
Yes, sir. You definitely are learning from the best. We want to bring Joey in also right now. So, guys, look, you're on notice. When we come back, best drag racing story that you can lay down on Monday Morning Racers Between the Slicks. So, take some time. I'm going to answer a few questions, and we'll come back to Joey first with that best drag racing story. It's drag racing story time on Between the Slicks. Just in a few moments, folks. All right. Now, I've about ran out of stories. I need more time at the drag strip to get some more good stories, juicy ones. I've got some juicy ones I can't quite share on air, though. But we're going to take and look at your questions. So, Kenworth 2010, I know your question has been answered. Jacob's been doing a great job there in the comment section. But I do want everyone else to know, Kenworth 2010 asked, is the track at Indy outside of the city? If you didn't know, yes, it is outside of the city itself. It's not even in the same county as what's known in the area, the big track, where they run the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's one county over. I think it's like 6.2 miles or something, and there's an imaginary line that, allows drag racing to have fans and the Indianapolis 500 to not have fans. Woe is us as motorsports and racing fans. Sad indeed. Sad indeed. Kenworth 2010, thank you for your comment. Thank you for watching and being interactive with the show. Hey, let me give a shout out, Corey Cater. Corey, man, Race Waffle. Yeah, I'm repping over here on Between the Slicks. Love the scheme. Love the look. Folks, on Facebook, go check out Race Waffle. Yes, I said that right. Race Waffle right here after the show. All right, drag racing story time brought to you by Gearhead Coffee, the coffee for you, the motorhead. Look, folks, promo code MMR10 will get you 10% off on Gearhead Coffee. I highly recommend the Texas Pecan. Put a little cream in it. It's great. Nothing like a good cup of coffee with a story. And we're going to bring Joey in right now. Joey, man, what do you got for drag racing story time? Go ahead, sir.
Well, I'd have to say my best is probably winning the Ultra Nationals at Eddyville. Not simply because I've done it once, but we done it twice in 17 and 18. But say this debuting at the U.S. Nationals, I think we're writing the next best story. Without Terry and Strut Masters and John Hale. Best story. I don't know. It's one of the best. So we'll see. That the winning at Eddyville, that's a hard top. We constantly look at better stories, better memories, and I enjoy every time at the track. But the debut at the U.S. Nationals, I don't think that could be a better story.
So, folks, yes, Joey definitely winning Eddyville 2 times, which, by the way, is running this weekend. I don't know if we've mentioned that yet or not. We might have. Folks, Eddyville's running. It's the is Fuel Altered Nationals. Is that how they say it,
Yeah.
Joey? Okay.
The World Fuel Altered Nationals. I mean, it's pretty much kind of like I think it's about the 15th year. It's kind of like the Funny Car Chaos deal, but with the altered. Scott Galter runs it. It's in Eddyville, Iowa. It's just it's an awesome field, and kind of with everything going on, the field's pretty big. I think there's 30 cars entered. It could be a dual mag, Big Show altered. It could be a blown alcohol injected. It doesn't matter. It's just if it's an altered, it runs. There's a 150-inch wheelbase limit on it. It doesn't matter if you run alcohol, nitro. Doesn't matter. They have the A and a B field. There's enough cars. I think this year they'll probably be a C field. They get a good crowd. The track's awesome. It's just it's a good time. It's a small town track that everybody piles into.
It is on my list to get to and experience that event, hopefully film it someday, interview the drivers. Man, sounds like a dirt track race with A, B, and C. That's pretty cool that they've got that many showing up. That's cool, man. That's cool. Look, I'm definitely glad that, and I understand that you would think right up there is going to be your debut at the U.S. Nationals as a top story. It really is, man. It really is. And folks, look, Competition Plus will have an article on Mr. Haas here and running at the U.S. Nationals. So check out Competition Plus. Keep your eye on it at competitionplus.com or on Monday Morning Racer. Definitely be sharing that when I'm able to do so. All right. Well, Joey, look, we'll come back to you. We're going to bring in Kyle right now. Kyle, best drag racing story. Man, I mean, your dad's been drag racing for a long, long time. You've been doing it for a long, long time. I can't wait to hear what you got for us here on Monday Morning Racers Between the Slicks. Hit it, man.
Yeah, I think I got tons of stories. We'll keep it PG, though, I think, for this interview. But I think the old time, my biggest moment was probably Charlotte when we went to the finals in comp limit. From Self Motorsports Lump, gave us some power. That was kind of my biggest thing and that I have going on for me at the moment. But then, not outside of myself driving, when my dad was driving, we had tons of great stories between, rental cars, racing around Indy, racing back to the hotel, going out to dinner with the team. We really enjoyed ourselves when my dad raced. He loved it. He loves the sport. And when he went to Indy, it was a 2004, I think it was. Don't quote me on it. But 2004, he went to the finals of the U.S. Nationals. That was huge for him, and it was huge for all of us. So I think that's probably my best story. And then off the track, I think we'll save them stories for another day.
Yes, there are definitely some non-PG stories out there in the drag racing world. You got various types living it up. And I've heard more than once that the Days of Thunder rental car scene is a reality, even amongst drag racers. So, yes, folks, also check out, if you ever get a chance, there's a great podcast with Don O'Neill, Mr. Sportsman himself, and Cameron Foray. They have racers in rental cars, and they love to have those stories on their show, so check that out. Maybe Kyle has even got his story out there somewhere, or will. So, yeah, Kyle, look, I'm glad that you had the good Charlotte there. And we're going to come back to you and Joey at the same time. We're going to talk a little bit of the nature of drag racing right now in just a few moments. So Corey Roth's got an interesting question. He says, when are we going to see MMR on some of these cars out there? Also, he asks, where can we get some of those MMR sunglasses? So these glasses right here, they are Oakley Sultros. You can go get them at any local Oakley store. I don't have a promo code, but tell them Monday Morning Racer sent you anyway. Maybe they will give me a kickback. But I just picked the shades up, and I needed something to distinguish myself. I needed something to hide the hideous nature of what lies beneath, and I decided that the bigger the sunglasses, the better. I like Macho Man Randy Savage. I figured I'd go along with him and create this persona of a motorsports nut, which I am. And, yeah, I've liked the shades. I mean, people definitely recognize Monday Morning Racer for the shades. So, yes, Oakley's Sultros. Now, about being on a car. In the works right now is the Monday Morning Racer logo. It's being done by Speed Shark Graphics. I hope later on, before the end of this year, to have that logo fully worked out and out there. And yes, I'm going to be handing it out to everybody I can. I hope it's on Top Fuelers, Pro Stockers, Pro Mods, Alters. I want to put it out there. It's going to be my face, and hopefully we can put it in some strange but visible locations, and it's out there hitting the drag strip, on the dirt tracks, on the asphalt, wherever motorsports happens. Monday Morning Racer there. And, yeah, so definitely that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Maybe one day even have enough to sponsor a car outright. That would be great. That would be great. Well, look, we're going to bring Joey in. We're going to bring Kyle in, and we're going to be in all at the same time. That's dangerous, but we're going to do it. And this is why we're going to do it. To you in the comments and to these guys, all right. So we're all younger. Like, I'm 32. Joey, you're, what, late 20s, 30, something like that?
Just turned 29.
29. He turned 29. Kyle, I think, well, you're a little younger, actually. You're in mid-20s?
31.
Oh, 31. Okay, we're all in the same range. We're all in the same range. First time in a room I've actually been the oldest. That's great. Now, here is my question for you. To you, the viewer, here is my question to you as well. The state of drag racing. Is it healthy? Is it not healthy? Where does it need to get? Where is it right now? So, the health of drag racing. Kyle, kick us off. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's a tough sport. I mean, it's really funded by money. It's tough to get the sponsors right now with the pandemic going on. I mean, we talk to people on a daily basis, and their business is down. But I mean, I think drag racing and whole bracket racing is really coming back strong. I think 2021 is gonna be really strong. 2020 has been strong, even with everything going on. But I think everyone's in good spirits, and I don't think drag racing is going anywhere, especially NHRA. I mean, there's tons of rumors, but I don't see it going anywhere, and I'm not going nowhere. So.
Right on, man, right on. There are definitely tons of rumors. The NHRA has done a great job, though. They have plowed through all those rumors up to this point. There's the rumors out there of bankruptcy, of reorganization. I mean, you name it. You name it. The rumor is out there. Joey, you've got an interesting perspective, coming from the nostalgia ranks, now moving into Top Fuel, being a crew member, driver, all of it, and a second-generation driver. Look, the health of the sport. What do you think?
Well, I mean, just like Kyle said, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think if you have two cars on the street, people's going to race each other. I mean, we got to get it to the track, but I don't think it's going anywhere. Like Kyle said, it takes a lot of money. But the sponsoring stuff, that may be hard to come by for a year or two. Maybe it'll let the lower budget teams do better. Maybe the big corporate sponsors won't be involved, which we still need them to be involved to some extent. But maybe it'll pack your hometown tracks. I mean, they need it more than anything. Your big tracks need it. All the tracks need it, whether it's circle track or dirt racing. It doesn't matter. Still got to be out there and support it. I don't think drag racing in a whole will go anywhere. I don't think NHRA will go anywhere. So I think it's in pretty good terms. I mean, this year's taken a hit, but really, who hasn't? So I think the year will blow over. Maybe go into 2021. It might be a little rough start, but hopefully the lower budget teams can kind of hold the qualifying field and make a statement and show that maybe it's not all about multi-million dollars, because like Kyle said, it takes a lot of money. Just depends how quick you want to run, how much maintenance you want to do. And for guys like Chip, keep saying it, but for Chip stepping up and Hale stepping up, and it's making these times possible. And maybe, anything helps, whether it's $500 or $5,000, it doesn't matter. At this point, without big sponsorship, maybe the lower budget teams will do better.
Right. If I think this year has been a year, especially in Nitro, where independent teams have and can make some gains, because John Force Racing is not out there. You have yes, big money teams are still out there, but they're bringing cars out for the first time, and drivers are getting back in the seat for the first time in a long time, like a Corey Mack, a Tony Schumacher. And then you have like a Terry Totten running 393, 394, 395, and that's tough to beat. That's honest runs down the drag strip. So I definitely have to agree. This can be a year where some of the independents move forward. Kyle, Jacob here says this, that the sport of drag racing, it's healthy enough. Classes come and go. That's certainly true. And only bracket racing stays forever. That has seemed to be a standby in drag racing. Top class-wise, Pro Stock has kind of healed, which is good to see. Well, look, Kyle, what do you think? First several events this year, 20-plus cars showing up trying to make a field. Do you think that the schedule limitations and change and what KB Racing, what Elite is doing has saved the class?
Oh, I definitely think that. The two big names that you mentioned, which would be KB and Elite Performance, they definitely made it to where it's a little bit more affordable. I mean, it's still crazy money, but it's a little bit more affordable for somebody like myself that doesn't have the rig and all that stuff, where we can, pretty much rent a ride. I mean, it's like renting a rental car, but be competitive. I think that's huge. Back when my dad was racing, the R&D was crazy. I mean, we weren't full time like these other teams, but we were a low budget team, and they made the best of it, and they qualified, here and there. Sometimes they didn't qualify, but now I feel like the technology has came so far where they're able to duplicate more than one or two motors to be somewhat competitive with each other. Where before, the one guy might have had one motor, and that was their rocket ship. That was the piece they saved for the Hail Mary when they needed it, or whatnot. Now, where Elite or KB, they might have I don't know. I'm just saying, but they might have 35 engines that are within 5 horsepower from each other. It kind of makes it a little bit easier for somebody like myself to be able to move into a pro stock car and be competitive. And go there confident enough to win the race. And as soon as I get in that car, I know that they have the power to win.
Definitely, pro stock racing is different than what it has been in years, but we're having some technical difficulties, folks. Just hang on. So, Kyle, I'm going to drop you out. I'm going to bring you right back in when you get a chance. So, pro stock racing has definitely changed, and I think, at least for now, it's for the better, and it can continue to move forward, continue to march forward. A few other comments here. Death Trap Hot Rod says drag racing is healthy. NHRA, No Time Radials versus the World, and bracket racing, certainly all of that is going on well. Race Waffle, he says this, drag racing on the rise, support your local tracks and get out and race. I think this year drag racing is having a banner year, honestly, especially NHRA. I think it was like 1.2 million people saw the last race during eliminations. I mean, it beat out IndyCar in ratings. It beat out the NBA in racings. It beat out Xfinity Series. It beat out the trucks. The only thing it didn't beat, from what I understand, was was NASCAR, the Cup Series. So overall, things seem to be moving in the right direction. Okay, guys. So Joey, you first. Tell me, what in drag racing do you want to see that you're not seeing at the moment?
Oh, that's a hard question to answer. I mean, you kind of get to see it all. I like the deal of small local tracks. I mean, if it's on the big show level, I mean, I know they include that cars and stuff, but you could just include everything. You go to Norwalk's Night of Fire, and it's huge. I mean, you can get nostalgic cars there. This year we're supposed to run the Extreme Top Fuel circuit, which is front engine top fuel. Heritage Series cars. It's just you get everything. It's a big mix. With on the Mellow Yellow Series, it piles so much. I mean, the racing starts sometimes on Wednesdays or Thursdays and doesn't end until Monday, and they cram a lot in there. In TV time, the more TV time, the better for us, sponsors, everybody. So if we could get a more publicity out of it and get the sponsors out there a little more, maybe we'd see some more corporate sponsors or lower budget team sponsors coming out there. And just be able to include everything. I mean, you always want more and want more. I think it's going good. Like you said, the ratings are good. So just keep pushing, keep doing what we can do.
Keep doing and keep moving forward. Certainly, Kyle, anything that you would like to see in particular in drag racing? Like me, I'll give mine right now. I want to see a mountain motor versus 500 pro stock race. I don't know how that works out, but that's what I want to see. What about you, man? What in drag racing do you think we need to see as fans, competitors, people who love drag racing?
I mean, I think, in my opinion, I want to see more behind the scenes. The crew guys wrenching on the cars and stuff like that. Like, we don't do. I shouldn't say I don't do it. My crew, we don't wrench as much as like Joey and the guys on the top fuel cars, because them guys are really pushing those things to the limit every run. But I think people, want to see what's going on behind the scenes versus always just making runs down the track. I mean, a little bit of the drama, like the trash talking. I know, we do some trash talking between the pro stock teams and stuff. That's all in good fun, but I think you still hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, man. We got you back. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I think NHRA
go ahead.
I think NHRA is doing the best they can do with what they have right now. But I'm more about the behind the scenes and really giving the fans what it really takes to get to the track. I mean, just the crew unloading the cars and loading the cars every night. I mean, it's hours of work that go into, making 2 qualifying runs in one day. And the guys really hustle. And, like Joey and them guys ripping apart, the motors from, short blocks to complete long blocks in, I think, 30 minutes or whatever, 40 minutes, whatever it is. That's impressive. I mean, that's what people need to see.
I agree with that. It's a lot of work. I mean, you're right. It would put everything together for the racer to see. Maybe the people that don't get to the track or can't get to the track, or that have never experienced it in person. Because for us and our crew, I mean, else to touch on our crew. I mean, it's voluntary. I mean, it's just everybody goes for them. Half the time, it's their own way. I mean, that's how low budget we are. And the guy that's working on the bottom end, I mean, I've got a few guys that help me and a few guys that come with Terry. Kind of how we make it work. Because I mean, most of these guys, I think you get 12 or 14, 16 passes when you enter in top fuel, and we use normally 6 of them. That just shows how many guys we lack, how much harder our 6 guys have to work. And everybody has their part on the crew. Everybody's job is important. The guy that does the right head may be doing the bottom end, or the guy in the car is probably doing the clutch. It's just everybody has to do everything to make it work. And like Kyle's saying, I mean, it would be cool to be able to include that. Maybe between they go qualifiers or when they go to commercial, add 30 more minutes to make a couple more minutes between racing to show that part of it, because some of these big teams, they've got enough guys where this guy's got his set of tools and that's all he does. And setting the awning up and taking the car out of the trailer, I mean, it's hours and hours. And when the final round goes and the coverage stops and they talk about this, half a day left or longer before we head to the room. Right.
Well, folks, look, they're talking about this. I do want you to know that on the Monday Morning Racer YouTube channel, yes, there's a YouTube channel, I, in fact, do have a series called the Undercover Series, and you can watch a funny car team, a Mountain Motor Pro Stock team, and one other funny car team in the New Englander funny car team. I shadow them for a day, for a weekend, and show you a behind-the-scenes, them wrenching on it, working on it. You can check that out. But guys, I have to agree, just like what Jacob's saying here, NHRA attention in the pits needs to be expanded to focus on teams to go along with his idea. New show, similar vein. Look, I agree. Something NASCAR is doing right at the moment. When you can watch the big race on Fox, NBC, whoever's showing it, but you can go on NASCAR's YouTube channel and you can watch like the satellite feed of the in-car camera of one of the drivers. Like you can follow Chase Elliott, hear his radio for the entire race, and never watch the big race. They need that in the pits, but at Cruz Petragon, at Terry Totten at Justin Ashley, and you see hovering over the work done by the crews, or following from the line to the shutdown back to the pits, that they need to add that. I mean, which I think the NHRA YouTube channel needs a lot of work. They need to invest in that, definitely. But yes, good idea, guys. Good idea that we need to expand and see more from the teams and behind the scenes. So guys, look, we're going to take the time now because we're in the shutdown, and we're going to wrap this show up. We've blasted by the tree 660, the 320. The chutes have been popped, and we're about to, well, get out of the car. We're done with this pass on Between the Slicks. So look, the shutdown is this. The last word from you two, whatever you want to say to your fans, competitors, to sanctioning bodies, whoever, we're going to let you say it. So, Joey, you first, sir. Last words, shutdown.
Well, I just got to say thanks to everybody. I mean, without my debut best national, Lofton, calling, John Hale, Best of Texas Barbecue Sauce. It's getting fall time. Everybody's going to cook, get some barbecue. Jordan Ballou, he stepped up and messaged me. He said, "How can I help?" And I run with him in Funny Car. We've had some grudge races and stuff. His family owns a little convenience store in Oklahoma. So just get out and support everybody that supports it. Without Terry and Totten Motorsports, and all my guys, Mark Howard, Scott Fritz, Pete Dove, Joe Pryor, my dad, Joe. He won't be at the U.S. Nationals. He'll be in Alaska. So it'll be a little different. I'll always race with him. It's going to be fun. We're going to try to do what we can do, get some TV time, incorporate our sponsors. Got to thank Terry, my wife, my dad, my mom. I mean, everybody. It takes a bunch of people to get to this point, and I'm just thankful to be living in the moment.
Awesome, man. Well, look, I'm going to send you off with this comment from Mike. Sharon Manning says, "Congratulations again, Joey. Looking forward to you making the show." I hope that's the case. Congratulations, man. Thank you for being on Between the Slicks. But you're done with Between the Slicks. We're going to drop you out. You can hang out in the studio, or we'll check in with you later. Take care, man.
Thank you.
Kyle, you, sir. Look, you're off the track. You're getting out of the car. Amanda Busick's rolling up to talk to you because you just won. What's the last word for you here on Between the Slicks?
Man, well, if Amanda's come up to me, I would say dream come true. If she's interviewing me when I come out of the car, that means we did something well. But I'm just real thankful, and we really appreciate the fan support. Everyone at nitrofish.com and nitrofishracing.com. Without them, we really couldn't be out here. Exterior Home Improvement, IC Racers Tape, NutSense came on board the last couple Indy races. Check them out, nutsense.com. KPK Development, which is our family construction business, Superior Materials, Plaza Car Wash. Like Joey said, without them sponsors and your family backing you, it doesn't make everything doesn't work, and KB guys and the whole crew, everyone just works as a team, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Indy US Nationals, we're going to give it hell, and we're ready. I'm hitting the tree, and we're ready to rip.
Well, that's Kyle, Kid Chaos Koretsky. He's ready to rip there at the U.S. Nationals. Kyle, man, look, thank you for coming on the show. You are the first 500 cubic inch pro stocker on the show, so thank you for being the first man.
Sweet, man. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Folks, now I'm in the shutdown area. Kenworth 2010 says something pretty funny. He says here comes the safety safari. Well, look, I know Joey's a great driver. I know Kyle's a great driver. But my shutdown area, I already saw Jesus at 1,000 feet, and I'm probably on fire and rolling. So I definitely need the safety safari. Look, here's my shutdown. Last few words. My thoughts. This is it. The Chandler family is no longer going to be having their sponsorship program in NHRA competitive drag racing. They have had that program for years. And what program is that? Make-A-Wish Foundation, the Infinite Hero program, MD Anderson Cancer Center. That's the Chandler family stepping up and making all that possible. That program ends at the end of this year. What does that mean for drag racing? in a day and time that sponsorship is hard to come by, 2 funny cars will have effectively no funding at the end of the year. They're going to scramble and find new marketing partners to come in and sponsor the likes of Tommy Johnson Jr. and Fast Jack Beckman at Don Schumacher Racing. Who steps up? Where does it come from? Will we see some brand new, fresh sponsor like we truly need in drag racing? Or will it be another continuation of circular sponsoring with the automotive world participating in an automotive environment? I hope that Jack, I hope that Tommy, they're able to dig deep and find partners that we haven't seen before. And hopefully next week, I'm going to do some reaching out. Hopefully we'll have an expert on to talk just this very thing about sponsorship in the drag racing world. So, let me close out with this. Colton, buddy, I'm glad you're watching. Thank you for chiming in. He says here, hey, buddy, awesome work as always. You're doing a great job, Colton, there at the ADRL and elsewhere. Folks, I'm the Monday Morning Racer. This has been Between the Slicks. Keep your eyes peeled. You never know where you might see the Monday Morning Racer. Some things are afoot. Good things for drag racing. Until next time, God bless and keep the pedal to the metal.